They say Japanese cars never die, German ones age like wine, and American trucks can take anything you throw at them. But what if I told you that some of the most reliable cars on the road are quietly draining thousands of dollars from owners every single year? One owner took his car in for what he thought was a simple oil leak and walked out with a $9,200 repair bill. Another had a bulletproof SUV that spent more time in the shop than on the highway, all before it hit 60,000 miles. Turns out the badge that screams dependable might actually mean disaster waiting to happen, because behind every glossy reliability award and 5-star commercial, there's a service center full of angry owners who learned the truth too late. And today, you're about to find out which 7 cars are financial traps disguised as reliability. Some of these are family favorites, others are dream rides, but all of them share one thing. They'll empty your wallet faster than you can say it's just a small issue. So before you buy your forever car, hit subscribe and ring that bell, because what you're about to hear might save you thousands of dollars and a mountain of regret. Number 1. Mercedes-Benz C-Class W205. Everyone dreams of owning a Mercedes. That star on the hood, the soft leather, the quiet cabin. It feels like success until it starts whispering problems you can't afford to ignore. Because under that polished badge lies one of the costliest silent killers in the luxury world, the timing chain flaw. It doesn't scream, it doesn't rattle, not until it's too late. Then suddenly, you're staring at a $3,500 to $10,000 repair bill, and that executive sedan becomes a driveway ornament. Mechanics call it the invisible grenade, and it's not alone. The diesel versions suffer from cheap plastic swirl flaps inside the intake, tiny pieces that can break off, get sucked into the engine, and literally obliterate it from the inside. One moment you're gliding down the highway, the next you're Googling engine replacement cost. And let's not forget the infamous sealed for life gearbox. Mercedes promised you you'd never need to service it, which sounds great, until it fails. When that happens, you're looking at a $6,000 transmission replacement and a very expensive lesson in German marketing. As one seasoned mechanic put it, they don't drive back in, they come back on a tow truck. But hey, at least Mercedes hides its disasters behind luxury. The next car doesn't even have that excuse. Number 2. Nissan Qashqai 1.2 DIGT and CVT. On paper, the Qashqai looks like the ultimate safe bet, a reliable Japanese crossover with decent mileage and a solid reputation. But pop the hood and you'll find something most buyers never expect: French engineering hiding under a Japanese badge. And that's where the trouble begins. The 1.2-liter DIGT engine, shared with Renault, is infamous for a timing chain stretch that can start as early as 40 to 60,000 miles. You won't even hear it coming, just a faint rattle that turns into a $3,000 plus repair bill faster than your warranty can expire. Then there's the CVT transmission, the Achilles heel of modern Nissans. The metal belt inside literally shreds itself under heat and load. When that happens, the gearbox doesn't slip, it dies, taking $4,500 of your money with it. And yes, it happens a lot sooner than you think. Even if you escape those, the fuel injectors often become the final blow, clogging, misfiring, and sometimes leading to complete engine failure around 80,000 miles. Ask any Nissan tech and they'll tell you with a sigh. We stock replacement parts like printer paper. It's the kind of car that smiles in the showroom and breaks your heart at the workshop. So if you think switching to German engineering will save you, think again. Number 3. Audi A4 B9. The Audi A4 is the kind of car that makes you believe you've made it. The badge screams success, the cabin feels like a designer lounge, and that virtual cockpit looks straight out of a spaceship. But beneath that polished German polish lies a financial black hole disguised as luxury. Let's start with the water pump, the heart of the cooling system. Audi used a mix of metal and plastic here, a combination that ages about as well as warm milk. Once it fails, coolant starts leaking quietly, cooking your turbo and warping the head gasket. The result? A $3,500 chain reaction that leaves your wallet begging for mercy. And just when you think you've handled the worst, the rear differential starts singing a tune you didn't ask for, a low-pitched whine that ends with a $4,000 replacement. Mechanics call it the Audi lullaby. Owners just call it pain. Then comes the cherry on top, the virtual cockpit. That gorgeous screen that once made you feel like Tony Stark, it's known to fail without warning, and a new one will set you back $2,300. When your dashboard costs more than your laptop, something is very wrong. But the next one is worse. It's the BMW that went eco-friendly in the most expensive way possible. Number 4. BMW X3 3 Series G01 G02. BMW wanted to go eco-friendly, lighter materials, recyclable components, cleaner engines. It all sounded great in the brochure, until reality hit the road. The coolant system, once built like a tank, is now made with eco-grade plastic that seems to have a shorter lifespan than a houseplant. Around 50,000 miles, these parts start crumbling from the inside out, turning the cooling system into a leaky, overheating nightmare. Then there's the timing chain, the silent ticking time bomb behind that silky engine note. The guides wear out far too early, and BMW knows it. Owners face a brutal choice: pay $3,000 for a preventative repair or risk a $12,000 engine failure that can happen without a single warning light. And just when you think it can't get worse, the transfer case joins the party. At 40 to 60,000 miles, it starts grinding and jerking, another $3,500 bill waiting for you at the workshop. As one mechanic put it, they saved $50 per car and cost customers $5,000. BMW may have gone green, but apparently their parts biodegrade themselves right on schedule. But BMW is not alone. Even the so-called safe Swedish SUV hides chaos under the hood. Number 5. Volvo XC60 T5 and T6. Volvo has spent decades convincing the world that safety equals reliability. But here's the truth: you might walk away safely from a crash, but not from the repair bills. The XC60's T5 and T6 engines look brilliant on paper, blending turbocharging and supercharging for instant power. In reality, it's like strapping two ticking bombs under the hood. Both forced induction systems are known to fail well before 100,000 miles, often taking neighboring components with them, an easy $5,000 hit in one go. And then there's Volvo's proud mild hybrid system. That fancy 48-volt setup sounds futuristic until it decides to fry itself. One failure in the starter generator, and you're looking at $6,000 or more in electrical carnage. The air suspension, another symbol of luxury, loves to quit early too. When it does, your sleek Swedish SUV drops to the ground like a deflated balloon. A full rebuild? Around $7,000. And just to complete the experience, the infotainment system occasionally bricks itself after an update. A frozen screen, dead controls, and a $2,500 repair bill later, you realize Volvo's safe technology isn't so safe after all. So if you thought Japanese reliability was your fallback plan, the next one will shock you. Number 6. Mazda CX-5 SkyActiv G2.5 and diesel. For years, Mazda sold itself as the thinking man's Toyota: sharp design, fun drive, bulletproof reliability. But under the hood of the CX-5, that image starts to crumble fast. Let's start with the SkyActiv 2.5 gasoline engine, a marvel on paper with its clever cylinder deactivation system. The idea was simple: shut off a few cylinders to save fuel. But here's the catch: it doesn't just deactivate cylinders, it destroys them. The repeated on-off motion causes metal fatigue, leading to catastrophic wear on pistons and crank bearings. Once it starts knocking, you're staring at a $9,000 plus engine rebuild and a very long appointment with regret. Even if that doesn't happen, you're not safe. Every 40,000 miles, carbon buildup starts choking the intake valves, suffocating performance, until you pay $1,700 for cleaning. And if you went for the diesel version, buckle up. The DPF and oil dilution problems are legendary. Fuel sneaks into the oil system, slowly thinning it out, until one day the entire engine gives up. Replacement? About $8,500. So much for the myth of Japanese perfection. The CX-5 proves that even the best reputations can crack under pressure. But the real king of hidden disasters is still ahead, the car that built its entire name on reliability. Number 7. Volkswagen Passat 2.0 TDI and AdBlue. Volkswagen built its reputation on precision engineering and reliability, but the Passat 2.0 TDI proves even German icons can bite back. Take the AdBlue system, designed to reduce emissions. Sounds good, right? Except the heater inside the AdBlue tank fails predictably around 50 to 60,000 miles. When it does, the car won't start and the full $2,600 tank assembly must be replaced. No shortcuts, no workarounds. Then there's the EGR cooler, quietly cracking inside the engine and mixing coolant with exhaust gases. By the time you notice, the engine is compromised, with repairs costing around $5,000. And just to make sure your wallet is fully prepared, the DSG Mechnic'swarning unit is prone to delamination from heat cycling. Once it fails, a replacement gearbox costs over $3,400, often with no warning signs. Volkswagen calls it emissions protection. Mechanics, they call it extortion. Every failure is perfectly timed, showing up right after the warranty expires, leaving unsuspecting owners holding a bill they never imagined.
Across luxury German sedans, Japanese crossovers, Swedish SUVs, and even diesel icons, the pattern is clear. Reputation no longer guarantees reliability. Every brand, no matter how prestigious, seems to play the same game. Engineering failures to hit owners just after warranty expires. Mechanics see the truth every day. Reliability used to mean something. Now it's just marketing. So what's the safe move? Stick to proven simplicity. Lease new cars with full warranty, or buy trusted models like the Toyota Corolla Hybrid, naturally aspirated Honda Civic, pre-2020 Skoda Octavia, or Korean brands that actually honor claims. Because the most expensive part of a car isn't what you pay up front. It's what they don't tell you until it's too late. Have you been burned by one of these so-called reliable cars? Drop your story in the comments. Your warning could save someone else a fortune.